lot of families out there have been hit pretty hard by this COVID-19 situation, people losing jobs, sources of income. So for many people right now, money can be very, very tight. And we just want you to know that you're not alone. It's happening to all of us. So joining us right now on the 702 Communications line, 702 Communications, keeping you connected. Our good friend Tony Walls and a few tips to help us save some money and manage our budget. Tony, good morning. How are you, man? Can you hear me, buddy?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, good. How are you?
Thanks for having me back. Yeah, I think one of the main things is we can do now is just go over the budget and see what you have. It is a fantastic time to refinance right now. Auto loans, home equity loans have been pretty hot. But there's upside to some of the situations going on, and rates are so low right now. We've been busy as ever here in Town and Country, and I know a lot of other places have too. A great time to look at refinancing your mortgage, a lot of auto loans, and so forth.
So if that maybe isn't on the plate for people, what do you suggest if they've got credit cards? I mean, should you be calling up creditors and trying to refi with them, or what do you suggest doing with creditors?
Absolutely. I think the first thing is right now is you want to make sure that you don't get behind. You want to be proactive with that. So if there's going to be a dip in income for a while, you want to get out in front of that and make sure you can work with your creditors and maybe do a skip pay on some of those. And also look at refinancing those. If everything is still good and the credit's still good, it's always a good time to look around for lower rate interest. Or another thing that we do a lot too is if you have a car that's paid off and say you have $10,000 in credit card debt, you can use that car as collateral and pay off some of that unsecured debt, which may be 20%, at a rate that may be anywhere from 3 to 5% or 6% on a car loan.
So run that by me again. What can people do?
So what they can do is, say you have a vehicle and it's paid off, Chris, and it's worth $10,000. Maybe you take out a loan for $8,000 against it and pay off some credit card debt that you have out there. Because it's going to be a lower rate because it's a secured loan as opposed to unsecured through the credit cards.
Got it. Great tip. So any coaching on, I mean, for some people it can be kind of daunting to call up your creditors and, have that conversation. So any tips on how to open up that dialogue and have that dialogue with them?
I would say be as honest as possible. Everyone knows that obviously we're in some unique situations lately, and creditors, they do want to work with you for the most part. So I'll just be upfront. Hey, you know what? I've taken a loss of income here and what have you. And just say, hey, can I get a couple months of possibly a skip pay? Each situation is going to be individualized. Not everybody's situation is the same. Some people are just trying to get by and maybe put off some of those bills. Some people are doing still just fine. In that case, I'd recommend, and I see a lot more of this, that emergency fund, having 3 to 6 months of income in case something does happen, job loss or extra bills or what have you. So I kind of see the whole spectrum lately between everyone.
Any tips on budget situations? I mean, like things that people could be looking to cut, reduce their monthly expenses?
Absolutely. I would just go line by line, basically, like a line by line budget. We've also got some great budgeting tools. It's called the Bonsai program on our website at townandcountry.org. We have things for kids, high school kids, but we also have some great budgeting tools that have been vetted, and that they're very good tools to use. There's articles on everything there, from how to buy a house, looking at cars, saving for college, a lot out there on the Bonsai program. So I would encourage people to use those budgeting tools out there. Make sure you're getting them from a reputable source, and just go through that line by line, because it's amazing how much you can save, whether it be, refinancing. You can look at insurance prices, get new quotes. You can look at getting little credit card things. You can look at maybe if you don't use a certain streaming service or anything nowadays. So there's a lot of things you can do to kind of go through that budget and see where you can cut some of that excess.
Good stuff, Tony. If people want to reach out to you and just ask more questions, how do they get a hold of you?
Townandcountry.org. You can call any of the branches in town. But I would definitely encourage you to check out that Bonsai program and all the tools that they have there. Just the tools there for how things are now, you can learn a lot and utilize those and get your budget in line.
Great stuff. Tony Walls, we appreciate it, man. Keep up the great work. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Sounds good, Chris. Thanks again for having me.
Thank you. All right, stay with us when we come back. Your daily dose of motivation.